Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another pre-game edition of GTHL Hockey in the Six. I'm Jordan Jacklin, joined alongside Jared Rotenberg as we get you set for a matchup between the Vaughan Kings and the Mississauga Rebels. Two tightly contested defensive teams, Mississauga ranking second, Vaughan third in goals against out of all of the teams involved. And let's start with the goalies and Alexei Medvedev.
Alexei Medvedev is such a strong goaltender, one of the best that the GTHL has to offer, and that's just based on his very simple movements. He's not a goaltender that elects to go out of his net, out of the comforts of his crease. He likes to stay calm in his net, but when he has to do jumpy movements, he is not afraid to do so. One of the strongest glove hands in the entirety of the GTHL, one of the best goalies that they have to offer. But looking over to at the other end of the ice, it is Russell Mackerel, who's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum for goaltenders. He's a goalie that when he has to, he is not afraid to leave the comforts of his crease to go challenge a shooter, or even to just go out of the net and play the puck. Another really strong goaltender in the GTHL. This is a really fun goalie duel we have set up for you guys today.
Well, looking at the Kings side of things, there's a particular forward that's caught your eyes, and that's Jack Fang.
Jack Fang is so strong in terms of his ability to just simply dominate in his puck possession. He's an undersized forward, but where he thrives is in terms of his speed and his puck handling ability. One of the fastest players at the very least on his team, and if not in the entire GTHL. So speedy, such good edge control, such good abilities to just get through all defenders in his sight. A really strong offensive piece that I will absolutely be looking at on these Vaughan Kings to dominate offensively in hopes of breaking the opposing defensive side.
And for the Rebels, blue liner Oliver Turner has caught your eyes, the biggest defenseman out of any team so far.
Absolutely, he stands tall at 6'3", but where you wouldn't expect him to thrive is actually in terms of his two-way ability. So strong in his skating, such a strong shot, but when he needs to shut things down defensively, his size, his physicality just makes him a physical force every time he touches the ice. A big-time defensive piece there for those Mississauga Rebels that have helped them get that fantastic goals against average all season long.
Well, thanks for tuning in to our pre-game coverage of the Vaughan Kings and the Mississauga Rebels as we get you set for game time. Good evening, everyone, from the Iceland Arena. My name's Jordan Jacklin, joined alongside Jared Rottenberg as we get set for some GTHL action between the Vaughan Kings and the Mississauga Rebels. Jared, what are you expecting today?
This is going to be a really exciting matchup here. Both teams have been strong throughout this season. The Vaughan Kings especially are right up there near the top of league standings. The Mississauga Rebels have had some struggles lately out of the gate, but nonetheless, they have so much offensive upside, so much offensive potential, and that is highlighted by Ethan Chata of these Mississauga Rebels, a guy who's projected to be a top draft pick in this year's upcoming OHL draft. This should be a very star-studded affair here tonight.
Now, there are a lot of stars on both sides, but both very capable netminders. I could see this being a tight game.
Absolutely, I could see this being a tight game. That's because we have Russell Mackerel, a player of the Mississauga Rebels, the goaltender of the Mississauga Rebels, who's really interesting, and Alexei Medvedev. But with that said, let's get underway.
Face-off is underway, and the Vaughan Kings win it back into the corner now in transition into the neutral zone. It's Vasily Serov bringing it over in front of the net as it's kicked aside into the corner, down low with the puck now, trying to get that through. It's a one-on-one battle. As the Rebels defender, they're able to get it out. Going to it now is Serov for checking hard. Getting it back to the defenseman as it's taken away by the Rebels. Picked aside by Vaughan as Serov nearly turned it over there, but retrieves it. And they'll regroup. With the puck now is Galyanov. Back aside as Serov will regroup. Long shift for 97. Rebels nearly creating a turnover there, but it's sent back as they look to regroup. Back the other way now is Michael Deck. Deck sending it into the corner, thrown down hard was Matthew Scorsese. Nonetheless, in transition, it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Just unable to capitalize. into the corner now. Sent hard into the boards once again. Physical match so far, would you say, Jared?
Absolutely so far. A lot of physical action.
Kept alive in the Vaughan zone. But nonetheless, they're able to get it back. Potential 2-on-1 now. Sending it in right in front. Just catching iron there was Mississauga. As it was Hudson Callahan regrouping now for Vaughan, trying to get that out. And sent aside, and the Kings will now go for a line change, just escaping that shift. On the far side now, it is Leighton Lynn. Just falling short there. Setting it into the middle of the ice. Good work there by Vaughan defensively. Going after it now. It's sent to the corner, and play is blown dead. What have you seen so far, Jared?
Early on in this game, there have been a lot of chances on both sides, but we set up a goalie duel in the intro, and that is exactly what we've gotten so far. It was Russell Mackerel coming up with a big-time save on that Vaughan Kings 2-on-1, but the same could be said for Alexei Medvedev on the other end of the ice. Both goalies have been stellar so far.
The Rebels winning that draw as the play is deemed offside.
And now we'll return back to this face-off dot. Both teams have been getting their chances, but it was Russell Mackerel especially who has impressed me so far. Something interesting to note about him is he's a right-handed goaltender, so that gives the Vaughan Kings just that little bit of hesitation as they are not used to shooting on right-handed goaltenders.
Dumped it head into the Vaughan's zone as Leighton Lynn goes after it. Kept alive there in front of the net as it's gloved down by Medvedev.
Big save there by Alexei Medvedev, just coming up with the save there, covering the puck, bouncing right in front of the net, and now we will get a much-needed change for both teams. Two tired groups on this ice surface. Neither team really being able to generate much offense in these opening few minutes of this game. Now with the offensive zone chance for these Mississauga Rebels. Let's see what they can get going here as we will be restarting this face-off.
Play seems to be dictated along the wall tonight, both teams having trouble driving into that middle of the ice. Remaining in the Vaughan zone now as the puck is transported out. In the neutral zone, it's Serov now with it, sending it back. With the puck now, there's a chance in front, and good work there by the Mississauga defender to break at that opportunity. Back the other way. Into the corner now. There's a battle in front. Stopped by Medvedev.
Alexei Medvedev doing such a strong job of getting out there slightly out of the comfort of his own crease to really challenge that shooter there. Stepping out, making the big time pad save. And that is a huge reason as to why neither team has been able to strike in these opening 5 minutes of this hockey game. That's stellar play there from Alexei Medvedev.
It's an offensive zone draw now for Mississauga, won cleanly by Sean Costigan. Turnover there again. Loose in front of the net. And it's stamped by Medvedev as it's loose in front of the goal. Kept alive by the Rebels, but gloved down by Medvedev.
That was Ethan Chata of the Mississauga Rebels, who is huge on that offensive play there, really testing Alexei Medvedev. He grabbed the puck right there in close in front of the net, sent a stellar pass across that crease, a fantastic pass, and just like that, Medvedev was able to come up with the big save.
And it's Chata battling in the corners now, but Vaughan is able to clear. Almost kept alive by Oliver Turner, but nonetheless, it's sent ahead. In the neutral zone now is Vaughan. Picked off by the Rebel defender as they regroup. On the far side, nice move to get around was Michael Deck. Sent into the half wall. As Vaughan now gets it's an odd man attack. With the puck now is Artem Frolov. Loose in front of the net for a shot. Stopped by Mackerel.
That was a big-time shot there from defenseman Artem Frolov. He's so smooth with his skating. He reminds me a little bit of NHL defenseman Cale Makar in the way that he's just so smooth with his skating and his puck handling ability. There's a lot of shutdown defensemen in the GTHL, but he's a defenseman that really thrives off of his skating ability. And he outskates and out-hustles players, and that's what makes him such a strong offensive defenseman.
Not afraid to jump into the rush. Here we go back the other way in front of the net, just failing to convert on that 2-on-1 chance.
And that's a save there from Russell Mackerel. There was a lot of traffic in front of the net there, really clouding up and clearing up his vision. But nonetheless, he's able to push through all those bodies and come up with that big-time save to keep this a 0-0 score.
There'll be an offensive zone draw for the Kings as we wait for the face-off. One back by the Rebels, avoiding danger on that play, but kept alive by the Kings. With the puck now calling for it is Kapagaritis as play is blown dead.
And that was Kapagaritis there, just grabbing the puck from about behind the net and skating right up in front of goaltender Russell Mackerel, but nonetheless, he's still able to come up with that big-time, crucially important save there. Kapagaritis just wrapping around from slightly around the net, putting that shot just on the pads there of Mackerel, but he shuts the door, closes the pads, and now we get another offensive zone face-off. It's Vasily Serov at the draw for these Kings.
Serov winning it, and Scorsese going for the puck. Brought back for Frolov, or Kapagaritis rather. And the shot is gloved down once again by Mackerel, who's come up big in his last few sequences.
Once again, a big-time save there from Mackerel, but it's these Vaughan Kings that are doing a great job of finding new ways to test goaltender Russell Mackerel. They're sending a lot of shots from in close, wrapping it around, getting it right up and close to the pads. Now, this will be the biggest opportunity of the night for these Mississauga Rebels now to get their own fair share of offenses. They will be rushing here to the power play to see if they could get a shot by Alexei Medvedev.
And the Rebels now heading to the power play, that is. Taking a draw is Ethan Chada from Mississauga. As he wins it back now, loose in front, but it is Medvedev staying clear.
Medvedev coming up with that save, and the Mississauga Rebels now still have about a minute and 50 seconds here on this early first period power play to really see if they could generate any offensive chances that they haven't gotten much early on in this hockey game.
It was Chada who won the draw, but it's cleared back. With the puck now is Matthew Deck once again. Transporting it out. Chada will send it in. Been attack, and that was blocked in front by the Kings forward. With it now. Trying to get that shot in front of the net. There was a rebound, but Cal Secco has it for Mississauga, sending it back over to Oliver Turner. As the puck is still loose, trying to find that cross-seam pass, but it was unavailable as it's sent back into the neutral zone. Looking to regroup. It is Secco sending it back. Off the far side, being pressured by two Kings players. Trying to get that through. As the puck is loose, it's still in play. But good interception there by the Kings penalty killer. As I'll get a quick line change. What have you liked so far about the PK from Vaughan?
The PK from Vaughan has really prevented these Mississauga Rebels from getting set up in this offensive zone. They haven't really been able to get a shot through the traffic onto goaltender Alexei Medvedev. And as a result, they've really prevented themselves from falling into a hole on the scoreboard here. It's been great defensively here, just clearing that puck out, really getting it out of the danger zone.
With wheels now as it's set into the corner there, as David DeChatelet will go after the puck. And once again, Vaughan is able to get that out as Tyler Mirochevich will regroup. Oh, but sent back the other way. Great save by Russell Mackerel. As nearly a shorthanded chance was capitalized there by Vaughan.
That was Tyler Mirochevich who just picked off that puck there, bobbling around in the offensive zone for those Vaughan Kings. He grabbed it, sent a shot on Russell Mackerel. He was able to make the save, but that is really not what you'd like to see in the dying minute there of that Mississauga Rebels power play opportunity.
And it's Vaughan once again as it's Stefan Chukarev. And inside the corner there as he's skating with speed. In the slot area, picked aside, and Vaughan sends it back into the neutral zone as they look to regroup. Sending it back over for Frolov as an option, but it will be Chukarev, or Serov rather, skating it in with possession as the play is blown dead.
Stefan Chukarev is such an exciting player in this league for these Vaughan Kings. Such a strong player, so good with the puck, so smart defensively, smart with his offensive ability. He's really just a very well-rounded player. And when he gets a shot on net, it is one of the most dangerous in the entirety of the GTHL. Really going to be a driver of offense here tonight for these Vaughan Kings.
It's Mississauga now on their own end, looking to clear it up. The Vaughan player is really hard on the attack here. It's an errant turnover there the other way as Mississauga is deemed offside. We're seeing it's really hard to get through the neutral zone for both teams, Jared.
Absolutely. No team really being able to get totally set up in their offensive zones. Each team has had their fair share of chances, but you're absolutely right. It's been a lot of neutral zone play here with the puck bouncing back and forth to either side, as neither team has really been able to dominate this opening frame of the first period.
Back the other way now, tipped inside there with the pass was Aiden Aljundi.
Now it's Vasily Serov there with a turnover, so now it'll be the Rebels going up the other way.
The Rebels have it now, trying to set up there was a 3-on-2 sequence, but as he looks to regroup, picked aside there by Chukarev, making it difficult defensively. Into the corner now, trying to send it back, finds Oliver Turner. Around the end of the net, it's now Medvedev playing it, confident goaltender there to play the puck. As Vaughan regroups, long stretch pass will just go off, and there will be an icing on the play.
There will be an icing. A player on these Mississauga Rebels who has really impressed me so far early on in this hockey game is defenseman Oliver Turner. That will be number 18. Such a fantastic puck mover, just taking the puck around the blue line, has such a smart and such a strong deceptive shot that he's really been utilizing, wiring a lot of shots over into Alexei Medvedev.
Already 6'3" too, so making him a big player and still developing. Vaughan now will send another long stretch pass, this time just failing to connect once again with Serov. As the Rebels now were pressured into the corner, Ethan Chada will try to settle the puck down as Vaughan's making that difficult. But in the neutral zone, Chada will be unable to skate through the neutral zone. Vaughan regrouping. Good work there once again, creating the turnover. It's Chada with the puck now, trying to send it in front. But the Vaughan defender was able to break up that play. Falling on the ice now there was Gavin Haslam. As now with the puck, it is Ivan Galyanov. Setting it back for a point shot, rebound, just deflected wide. So we're starting to see the ice open up a bit for both sides. Into the corner now, it's Frolov with a shot just sent wide, but it's Hudson Callahan with it. Into the corner now as they battle away for it. And the Rebels will be able to skate it off. It is Mikhail Tessier will send it in as they get set for a line change as the ice begins to open up once again, Jared.
Absolutely. It has been the Vaughan Kings who have really stepped up here in these last few minutes, who have really gotten their fair share, their boatload of offensive chances. Now it'll be up to the Mississauga Rebels to respond here, as if they allow the Vaughan Kings these chances, it won't be long before they are down on this scoreboard.
Curtis Freeman battling for that puck now finds Maxime Moore and able to keep it in play. With it now is Artem Frolov. Sending that in now for Scorsese. Into a battle there with Oliver Turner. Two big players. As he's down on the ice. A breakaway chance now for the Rebels the other way. Disrupted by Scorsese. Great defensive work by the forward.
That was a fantastic play there from Matthew Scorsese, just hustling in there to break up that breakaway opportunity. A great stick work there, knocking the puck off the stick of that Mississauga Rebels attacker. And just like that, a fantastic save. Oh, and it appears we have a Mississauga Rebels player down. That is the trainer walking out onto the ice.
It's always unfortunate to see these type of plays. You know, hockey can be a fast game, but just diving back quickly, we know that the forwards love to attack, the defenders love to attack, rather, so the forwards have to be back, and we're really seeing a good instance there with Scorsese understanding the play and defending in that instance.
Absolutely. It was a really smart play there, just breaking up that attack from the Mississauga Rebels player. It was a really dangerous chance there, but with Scorsese stepping back, playing so well defensively, these are big things that have helped the Vaughan Kings be not only one of the strongest offensive teams in the GTHL this season, but also one of the strongest defensive teams.
And we'll just wait until this situation has settled as the player is now getting up on the ice with the assistance of the trainer.
It's an awful look there, but we have stick taps from both sides. Such a scary situation here. You never like seeing this on either side. Just the respect there from the Mississauga Rebels, stick tapping for this player on these Vaughan Kings, who has just simply collapsed.
And the player was able to skate off on their own. As we get reset for action here, we're 4:55 to play in the opening frame. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Rebels. And action is underway. Vaughan able to win that draw cleanly as it's sent into the corner. With the puck now, trying to get through to that was Chesney by the looks of it. Mississauga now trying to get that through, but it was Artem Frolov once again just disrupting the play there with his gap control. Very tough to get through that defenseman. Into the down low area now is Vaughan, sending it back to Frolov. Frolov will take a step, sending it over to his partner, Bregliano, as it's sent down low now. As they battle away for it, the Rebels able to keep it alive, but it's Vaughan now sending it into the middle of the ice, but disrupted once again. Both teams having trouble really getting shots through traffic, Jared.
Absolutely. The Mississauga Rebels have done such a strong job there of just playing well defensively in front of their goaltender, giving a lot of traffic there to prevent shots on net from these Vaughan Kings. There has been some shots that have broken through, but it's really their ability to clog up that slot and allow shots from the outside that have made it so the Vaughan Kings and the Mississauga Rebels haven't really been tested a lot from the middle of the ice in very opportune areas.
With it now are the Rebels, an impending 3-on-2 the other way. It's Leighton Lynn sitting in front of the net, and it is stopped by Alexei Medvedev.
What a fantastic shot and chance there from these Mississauga Rebels, picking up that puck right in the middle of the slot. One of the best chances that these Rebels have had tonight, but nonetheless, it is goaltender Alexei Medvedev, who comes up with a big-time save, just getting centered point blank right to that shooter and making a save where he simply made it look easy. A fantastic save from an amazing goaltender, keeping this game deadlocked at 0.
Lynn takes the drop, but it is Vaughan able to send it through, but it kept alive there by the Rebels as they look to set up their attack. Into the corner now, it is the Kings almost turning it over there, but able to keep it alive. With the puck now is Frolov sending it over to Chukarev. In front for the cross-seam pass. It's shot, and it wasn't able to get through, but they still have it. Into it now, it's Serov wrapping it around. Going after that puck there down low. It's still with it. Just missing the net there as Serov will regroup and sending it back. With the puck now, Serov has it back over to Kapajaritis. Looking to keep that in, but the Rebels are able to survive that shift and get the line change.
That was a big-time play there from the Mississauga Rebels, just shutting down the pressure of these Vaughan Kings defensively. A very strong defensive team, and while they have struggled to score for a lot of this season, it is their defensive play that has kept them afloat in these league standings, and now they're hoping to turn defense into offense with that chance there, and it appears a Mississauga Rebels player is down there on the ice. Another very scary incident. He appears to be getting up there. That is Michael Deck of these Mississauga Rebels, who has been so impactful this season, one of their strongest players, and it appears he is now hurt.
Looks like he will remain on the ice for this offensive zone draw for the Rebels. And there will be a substitution.
It appears he's getting off the ice. He looks to be holding his head there. Another very scary incident here at Iceland Arena.
And we know anytime there is potential head contact, they do want to do a concussion spotter test and just make sure you don't want to play around.
Absolutely.
Winning that draw there was Vaughan, but it's kept alive in the King zone. Sending that puck over now to the Vaughan defenseman. Into the neutral zone. It's tipped aside as Maxime Morin, by the looks, or rather, Mason Kim was in the corner. Sending it back in front for the shot, and it's gloved down by Russell Mackerel.
Russell Mackerel coming up with that big-time save there. The shot was sailed up and high up over the net, but nonetheless, Russell Mackerel getting his glove on that shot in what otherwise could have been a dangerous opportunity there. If it did hit Russell Mackerel high up on the body, could have potentially trickled down into the net and over the line, but he gloves and holds it, making that big save.
With the puck now is Vaughan sending it back. Gallianov directing traffic in the neutral zone as the Kings head up. Ewan McChesney now battling for it in the corner as it's sent back out. And it looks like it could be a 2-on-1 chance, but it was deemed offside on the play.
And now we'll go back outside of the blue line into an offensive zone faceoff. It was Ewan McChesney there of these Vaughan Kings who was looking very strong on that play. That is a big body centerman. Such a strong power forward is how the scouts regard him. So good offensively, but so good defensively. And that's where he really does a lot of his work in those hustle battle type situations. And that's what we saw there, bobbling up the puck near that blue line with Ewan McChesney in a puck battle.
Looking to set up now are the Rebels in the neutral zone, but turned over the other way. It's the Kings' big open ice hit there in the corner, as the Kings like to take exception to that, but play will go down to the opposite end of the ice, and icing is called.
We set it up earlier in the game that this game has been a very physical affair, and that has continued all throughout this first period now into the final minute, or just about the final minute. There's been hits being flown on both sides of the ice. Of course, we've had some unfortunate injuries arise due to this, but nonetheless, a very physical affair here in this hockey game. I'll look to see that continuing as we head into the second and in the final frame of this first period.
Frolov shot on net went wide as the Kings look to regroup here. With just over a minute remaining in this first period. On the corner now, sending it in front of the net. No bodies in front, but Frolov keeps the play alive. With it now, it's a 1-on-3 situation, and he's able to get it through. In the corner, it is actually Ryan Kovacevic. Waiting for that puck, it is Frolov trying to keep it alive, but the Rebels are able to clear. Down the other way of the ice, and Alexei Medvedev is able to make the save. As a bit of a sprawling play there.
Absolutely, and for these Mississauga Rebels, they did so well defensively there in not really allowing the Vaughan Kings to get a point-blank shot. The Vaughan Kings just simply were smothered there. As you mentioned, there was a 3-on-1 chance, and that's because the Mississauga Rebels did such a good job, both the two defensemen on the ice, but as well as their additional forward, just smothering up the shooter, really preventing them from getting those clean shots on net, and that's why, as of now, they've done such a good job of shutting down the chances of the Vaughan Kings in this hockey game.
Maxime Morin going into that battle there with Kappa-Geritis. Kept alive there by the Rebels in front of the net. Great save by Medvedev. As the Rebels keeping it alive in the corner with 30 seconds to play. Back into the offensive end for the Rebels as the Kings are able to disrupt it, but nonetheless it is actually now Leighton Lynn battling into the corner and winning the puck. Able to settle it down now were the Kings as they send it back. 10 seconds left in the opening frame. Played at the other end of the ice. And Vaughan will just run out the clock as that will do it for the opening period as we remain tied here at 0 between the Mississauga Rebels and Vaughan Kings. And we'll be right back for the second period action. I'm Jordan Jacklin, joined alongside Jared Rotenberg, and you're watching GTHL Hockey on the 6.
Skip or just leave it. We'll have to cut this part out, but
up to you. You want to skip or do you want to say anything? It's probably about to come back on, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we'll come back on. I was going to say something, but you already said the outro, so we might as well just wait to before the second period and when they're skating around. When we decide to bring it back, we'll bring it back in 2 seconds. We'll say what were our thoughts on the first period.
Welcome back to GTHL Hockey on the 6. You're watching the Mississauga Rebels and the Vaughan Kings, currently scoreless after 20. What have you seen so far, Jared, in terms of the play that has been shown so far?
This has been a very physical matchup here with both sides of the ice really pressuring defensively and on the physical ends, not really allowing any clean shots on their goaltenders. But when there has been shots made by both sides, it has been the goaltenders who have really stole the show. A good old-fashioned defensive goaltending battle. And there is nothing more beautiful than that with a broken stick there in the middle of the ice.
That was Vasily Serov stick broken in the neutral zone, so it will be an odd man attack the other way for the Rebels. Ethan Chata now in the corner. Sending it back over to Michael Deck, but it's just too far and wide out of play now. Rebel defenders there being pressured, and it looks like the Vaughan Kings able to creating the turnover as Kapajaritis now, the defenseman, jumping up into the play. In that battle is Aiden Aljundi, able to win it back, but the Rebels intercept. It's an incoming 3-on-1. Ethan Shatta trying to send that in, and great work there defensively by the Kings defenseman.
Absolutely. That's Ethan Chata, one of the most dangerous shooters in this league, trying to attempt a classic toe drag shot. But nonetheless, the defenseman lays the body there, sticks out his leg, and ultimately stops that shot from being laid out.
Shukarov will jump it in as the Kings get a line change. Back the other way, it's another odd man rush for the Rebels. A shot in front. There's a rebound, but it is pushed aside by Russell Makarel, or rather Alexei Medvedev. Kings regrouping now as it's in the speedy transition now for the Kings. They'll send it up to the slot, but nobody there on the far side. Kept alive there by Artem Frolev, as I'll dump it into the corner. Trying to cycle it now into the corner there. Back over to Adriano Bregliano. Into the corner, battling for it there. Very physical once again to start off this second period, as the Rebels now will transport the puck into the offensive zone, dumping it in now. Able to get that puck in front of the net, but the Kings intercept it. Just over 13 minutes to play here in the second period. Brought back in front of the net. Open man for the Rebels. That was Tyler Mioscevic, as he'll send it up, but it's gloved down by Medvedev.
That was a fantastic shift there from Mississauga Rebels forward Maxime Morin, just really hunting down that puck as it was bobbling behind the net in their offensive zone. It's going to take efforts like that from these Mississauga Rebels forwards to really contain and control the play offensively. That was a great play, showed a lot of hustle, a lot of skill once he got the puck, and even though it did ultimately end up being taken from him, nonetheless, that was a play that just simply displayed how willing he is to put his body on the line and battle for pucks behind the net.
Mason Kim almost had a break, but it was turned aside by Mioscevic. Puck all the way back the other end of the ice, but too far, as icing is called.
And now we'll go back into the offensive zone here for these Vaughan Kings, getting very fortunate with that icing there. They haven't really been able to get set up here in the opening about 3 minutes of this second period. They'll really look to get something started here, as these Mississauga Rebels have really stepped up their defensive game as we've begun this second frame of hockey.
Battle along the boards now between both sides, looking for that puck. Won by the Kings, able to get that through. Nice little nifty play there by Mason Kim. Send it back in front of the net. Unable to get the shot through there was Kim. At the sent into the corner. Going after it now is Kim. But Mississauga is able to get the clear they're looking for as they now will start the forecheck. Back into the neutral zone. It is the Rebels. Over to Abu Ali. In front of the net now, it looking for the shot in front. Calseco back behind the boards. Kept alive in the Rebel zone. But Vaughan is able to get some bodies in front as they look to get it out, but it's kept alive. And they are able to clear it, as Mississauga is making it very difficult for them early on in the forecheck.
Absolutely. They're playing so smart defensively here, and a player especially I want to highlight for their great defensive instincts they displayed on that play earlier on in the shift when it was the Mississauga Rebels being hemmed into their own offensive zone is the play of forward Zachariah Abu Ali. He noticed that there was a puck battle in the corner, so rather than standing back, puck watching and looking for that loose puck to pop out so he could grab it and turn that play into offensive success, instead, he moved his body back into the slot to really be there as a makeshift defenseman, just protecting and preventing any shot from being wired without a defenseman there. That was really smart defensive instincts from a forward there, and it just shows how well these Mississauga Rebels utilize defensive play in their game from all throughout their lineup.
I mentioned the Rebels forecheck again. They force another icing. So now it's Vaughan now on the offensive end. Winning that, Frolov will send it back around for Chukarev looking for it. But the Rebels will clear once again. This time into the neutral zone. Back the other way now are the Rebels. Unable to keep it in play, but they regain possession. With the puck now is Secco. Cal Secco will Dump the puck into the corner. Able to get to that was Serov over to Chukarev. Unable to clear the zone as the Rebels now will force the attack, but Vaughan is able to regain possession. Stepan Chukarev now off the far side. Will circle back. Able to get that puck back through to Jaden Essig. Essig now trying to find Serov in front of the net as he battles for it, but play is just deemed into the neutral zone. Now it is Essig dumping it into the corner. Glove down by Russell Mackerel as the play is blown dead.
That's the first major shot that Russell Mackerel has faced in these opening 5 minutes of this second period there. The Vaughan Kings not really being able to test this goaltender, Russell Mackerel. And that was a shot from just outside of the blue line, outside of the offensive zone there. But nonetheless, it got fired and wired on the net, and he came up with the save.
Mississauga winning that draw, but into the corner now is Vaughan forechecking. Then you get to that puck there is Ivan Galyanov. Galyanov once again will head into the corner. Sent in front of the net, but Mississauga just able to clear, and Vaughan unable to keep it in the zone, so they'll have to regroup. But back the other way, now the other way! And that is stopped by Mackerel. With it now, Carter Kostic into the corner, sending it back for a point shot. Is able to get through. Now it is Mason Kim along the far side, but it is gloved down and held by Mackerel.
That was a dominant shift there from forward Carter Kostic of the Vaughan Kings, just wiring every shot he possibly could on net. He picked up that puck right around at the top of the circle, skated in a little bit more, and right from the center of the circle just fired it on goaltender Russell Mackerel. He did come up with the save, but that's the kind of shots you need to get to test a goaltender in this situation, tied 0-0.
Cleared alongside now. It's an odd man attack going for the Rebels. And that is stopped by Medvedev, but play is kept alive by Mississauga. Going after it now, trying to clear it, was the Vaughan defender. It is cleared, and now with the puck for Mississauga was Abu Ali, sending it into the corner. With the puck now is Galyanov as he looks to get it out, sending it back to his blue liner. Tipped in front, and there will be no icing on the play. With it now is Kostic. Kostic into the corner, bouncing puck in front of the net. It appeared nobody knew who that was as it's sent back over along the half wall. With it now is Galyanov keeping it alive. And once again, a dominant shift for this Galyanov line. Mississauga looking to clear the zone as they get it out. And Vaughan once again able to get through it, but the play is blown dead.
That puck was knocked down there with a high stick, so we will return to the face-off dot here. Neither team really being able to break either of these goaltenders on either side. But now we get a face-off here just outside of the offensive zone for these Mississauga Rebels, who will really be hoping to break in here and get a chance on net. It is the Vaughan Kings, however, who win it back and carry it into the offensive zone.
It is the Ethan Chattel line on the ice, which is known for their play-driving ability, so let's see what they can do. They look to get out of the defensive zone. With it now along the half wall, Michael Tissier able to get that up to Chata. Ethan Chata with some speed, able to get through. Scorsese back in front. But good work there defensively once again by Stepan Chukarev. With it now in front of the net, it's Chata shot! And Medvedev had no clue where the puck was, but it stayed out.
Very fortunate there from these Vaughan Kings that they didn't just find themselves down 1-0. That's one of the strongest shooters in the entirety of the GTHL, Ethan Chata, who picked up that puck in a very opportune area, but he just wired it right outside of the net.
Vaughan now, it's Jaden Essig back in his own end as they look to regroup. Mississauga with the line change. With the puck now was sending it back Abu Ali, or rather, it's Vaughan, so into the corner now, it is Aljundi. Aljundi forechecking as they start to cycle. Kept alive by Vaughan as they're in the corner. Trying to get it through. Aljundi couldn't settle it down as they'll go for a skate, looking for the odd man attack, but broken up nicely by Essig. Big open ice hit there to finish off that shift for Jaden Essig as he's been dominant.
Absolutely, he's been dominant. He's been a great defenseman, just laying the body physically, really shutting things down and preventing his team from finding themselves down on this scoreboard, with the Mississauga Rebels having a plethora of chances. But it is Jaden Essig's great play on this defensive core for these Vaughan Kings that has helped to really settle things down defensively.
Looking to keep that play alive. The Rebels just unable to keep it in the offensive zone as Chukarev now the other way. But it was ultimately deemed offside. 6:43 remaining in this second period.
And with just about 6 minutes left to go in this second period, it has been both teams who have woken up and gotten their fair share of chances, but it's the goaltenders who are still perfect tonight, just waiting to make a mistake of any kind, as that could very well be the difference maker, with both goalies being so dialed in as they have been all night long.
Shot into the zone now by Miocic, as they'll go for a race for it. Medvedev coming out to play, as they'll get it out. It was Ewan McChesney into the neutral zone, as Mississauga is able to create the turnover. Rebels attacking now, just able to miss that. Was McChesney looking to create another turnover on the play. Brought in front of the net, unable to get the shot through. Good traffic created there by the Kings defenders. Into the corner now, battling for it is Vaughan, as they look to create the turnover, but the Rebels making it difficult. It is Miocic now breaking that in, and it is Abu Ali forechecking the puck. Frolov will send it back to his partner as they set up. In transition now, broken up by Mississauga. Trying to get that through now. It's an odd man attack. A 2-on-1. Ethan Chata in front of the net. And they were unable to get that shot through. Great chance there for the Rebels.
That was one of the most dangerous chances they have had all night long. It's Ethan Chata carrying that puck in, just skating it in with another player helping him out. Sends it a cross-crease pass. But nonetheless, Alexei Medvedev comes up with that big-time save. The Mississauga Rebels have to be thanking their goaltender. Rather, the Vaughan Kings have to be thanking their goaltender right now, as he has been a big part in keeping this game knotted up, with the Mississauga Rebels getting their fair share of chances right there, with the most dangerous one coming moments ago.
There was another stop by Medvedev. A rebound created, and unable to get that shot through was Michael Deck, as he was open from the slots. Another turnover generated there by the Rebels, as they'll continue the forecheck. Going into the corner now is Tissier, sending it back over to Secco. Down low now, trying to get that in front of the net, but good work there by Kapajaritis to keep that in and force the low event style. Mason Kim now trying to work that way into the Vaughan zone, as he'll get help there by his line mate Galianov. In the neutral zone, it's Mississauga looking to spring another odd man attack. Into the corner there, a hip check style by the Vaughan the blue liner, as they'll look to take exception to that.
And it looks like he is slow to get up, but nonetheless, he rises to his feet for these Vaughan Kings. In this physical play from either side just continues. These teams really don't like each other. These teams really want to steal a win in the very competitive standings right now, and they're just not giving an inch physically. It will be the Vaughan Kings now getting a penalty, so it's the Mississauga Rebels rushing to a power play, getting their second power play opportunity of the night. And in a 0-0 game, this could be their strongest chance to finally break goaltender Alexei Medvedev and get themselves leading on this scoreboard for the first time tonight.
The chance of the game now for the Rebels. Kept alive there in the offensive end as they look to set up their attack. Back the other way, it was Secco with the pass, but it will be cleared by the Vaughan Kings. Secco now will send back down low as he'll look to regroup. Waiting back there, nice speed to get it through. Sending the pass over now as they'll go to work for it in the corner. It's Curtis Freeman battling for it. Able to win that puck. He'll send it back to Secco. Cal Secco over the other way. Bit of a flubsy pass, but able to keep it alive in the offensive zone. Vaughan unable to clear. It's in the corner now. Battling for it there. And winning were the Rebels. Play is blown dead, though. On the play, could we have another penalty?
It sure looks like it. The refs are talking now. Let's figure out what's going on. And it will be the Mississauga Rebels ending up in the penalty box once again. So whereas we had a power play for the Rebels moments ago, just now with over a minute still to go in this power play, we have some 4-on-4 hockey.
And it will be 48 seconds of power play action for Mississauga once the Vaughan penalty is over. More ice to play with now. Rebels now in their own end looking to get that out. It is Curtis Freeman now with the puck, with Abu Ali driving hard to the front of the net, but the Kings able to get that through. Now on the other end, the far side pass will find Vasily Serov. Serov now with a pass in front, unable to connect with anybody in front. Mississauga unable to clear that in front of the net. It's Serov looking to do it all himself, but unable to get through. You can see the workhorse getting through with Serov's abilities. Broken up there. Nice work by Miocic as it's sent the other way for the Rebels. Going after it now, it's Ethan Chada. Didn't like what he sees, so I'll hold on to it. Chada now still with it. Able to keep it alive, but Vaughan will now have to go back to their own end. It's Stepan Chukrev now will start off the rush for the Kings. Chukrev will dump it into the corner and once again forcing both teams having both difficulty setting up a play, Jared.
Absolutely. And now we have 4 seconds left in that Vaughan Kings penalty. So now it will be the Vaughan Kings who are getting about 45 seconds of power play time here. And let's see if they can make good on this opportunity.
Sent into the corner by Secco, so now Vaughan will have to regroup on their power play chance. Drop pass over, cross seam, turned over there. Good work by the forward, Michael Deck. As I'll send it in with a shot. Just falling short was Deck.
And another big hit laid on Michael Deck, a player who was injured earlier in this game. He did return to the ice, but now he has really been targeted defensively and physically here tonight, as he has just been putting his body on the line repeatedly.
With it now, Adrian Manzo with a shot stopped by Mackerel. Still loose by the Kings. Limited time remaining on this power play, and great work there by Oliver Turner once again, who we highlighted earlier in this game. Stopping that pass and not forcing the lane. Now the other way, Vaughan looking to get the skate through. It's a 2-on-0 chance. The other way for the shot. What a save!
Alexei Medvedev comes up huge once again for these Vaughan Kings. That could have been the dagger there with the Mississauga Rebels on a short-handed 2-on-0. The Vaughan Kings cannot like how they played on that power play chance, but nonetheless, it is Alexei Medvedev who is owed a steak dinner if he continues playing this strong.
And as they say, Jared, remember that save depending how this game ends up going.
Absolutely. A game-changing save there from these Vaughan Kings there, and the single-handedly reason why these Vaughan Kings are not down on the scoreboard right now is the unbelievable play by Alexei Medvedev.
Kings looking to respond now. Mason Kim driving hard to the net. Forced aside, but he'll look to win that battle. With it now is Curtis Freeman along the far half wall as it's sent to the blue liner. Still in the Rebel zone as they were able to clear. 25 seconds remain in this second period. Shot along the boards by Abu Ali. One last chance now for the Vaughan Kings. It's Kim sending it over. With bodies going in front of the net, unable to get what they wanted, pushed aside. And it looks like it will do it as Mackerel plays it into the corner. And that will be it for the second period between the Mississauga Rebels and Vaughan Kings, still remaining scoreless after 40 minutes. What did you like about this game so far, Jared?
Well, what I've liked about this game is the defensive play from both sides. Both teams really laying the body physically. Both teams really shutting down the chances on either side. But something that I really think, especially on the Vaughan Kings side, they need to improve upon here is they're a team that is gifted with a boatload of skill, but their skilled players haven't really taken over this game as much as maybe they would have liked. They've been given chances with the man advantage, chances to really get set up in this offensive zone, and still goose eggs sit on this board. In the third period, I'm looking for the stars of the Vaughan Kings to play like superstars. That's guys like Vasily Serov, Artem Frolov, Matthew Skosezi, Stefan Shukarev, and so much more. The Vaughan Kings are gifted with stars, and it's about time they shoot towards the net on the Mississauga Rebels in hopes of finally ending up on this scoreboard.
One way to break these goalies is potentially playing with more O-zone time. Would you like to see more instances of players working the cycle instead of making the low event pass?
Absolutely, I would. They really need to get set up in this offensive zone. A big part of the reason why neither of these teams has been able to end up on the scoreboard is, yes, it's because of the great defensive play on both sides, but it's also the fact that they're rushing a lot of shots in low event situations. Yeah, sometimes that works if you get enough body in front, you fire a shot, catch a goalie off guard, and hey, that could end up getting you on the scoreboard. But in a situation where both goalies are so dialed in, that's where you need to start shooting for the best possible shots, the best possible chances. And that's just not what these teams have done so far. I'll really be looking for both teams to step off on that area in this third period upcoming.
Well, nonetheless, it'll be an exciting finish to this hockey game as you're watching the Vaughan Kings and Mississauga Rebels in another edition of GTHL Hockey on the 6. Welcome back to third period action of GTHL Hockey on the 6 between the Vaughan Kings and the Mississauga Rebels as players re-enter the ice. Jared, what do you want to see between these two sides, especially in such a tightly contested defensive matchup?
Well, what we've seen all night long is a fantastic goalie duel. As a result, what I'm really looking at going into this third period is which team will be able to capitalize off of the other team's mistakes. It'll take a perfect one. It'll take really being tenacious, getting into the corners, grabbing pucks, finding chances where the goalies aren't really settled in, goalies aren't really set up. That is exactly how you're going to beat a goaltender who has been so strong, as both goalies have in this hockey game. I'm also looking, especially on the Vaughan Kings side, but even on the Mississauga Rebels side, for the Stars to play like stars.
Well, we're certainly seeing a lot of Ethan Chatta throughout the games, speeding with the puck with transition, creating plays, creating shots. Do you expect them to do much of the same in the third period?
Oh, absolutely I do. If the Mississauga Rebels are going to come back and steal a victory here against the Vaughan Kings, as they hope to do, it'll take excellence from their best player, Ethan Chatta.
We get set for the opening face-off of this third period.
A little bit of words between Ethan Chatta, another player on his team, and the referee, but now it appears we are lining up here with Ethan Chatta at the face-off dot, getting us ready to get settled in to this third period. Jordan, take it away.
Well, as we know, the standard has been set for the rest of this game. Both teams looking to remain disciplined and poised. It'll be Ethan Chatta taking the draw for the Rebels. And Galyanov for the Kings.
And I'm not sure what the delay here is. A lot of words between the referee and the players on this team. But now finally, we are getting ourselves underway for the third and the final frame.
And it will be Chatta winning it in, but Vaughan forechecking hard. It's Galyanov breaking the stick there on the play. Actually, rather, it was caught by the Rebels defenders. So already a high event start. Mississauga now on the counterattack. It's Ethan Chatta sending that to the front of the net, but no bodies in front to capitalize. As we remain in the Rebels' end, it is broken up by the Kings defender and sent to the other end of the ice. Vasily. It's actually Chesney now. McChesney's forechecking for that puck, but is Ethan Chatta once again with the puck, trying to get the shot through, unable to though. Loose in front of the net, but Mississauga able to keep it into the zone, and the shot is just sent wide. With it now was Kostic around the end, around the boards rather. Sent over. The Rebels now with it. Vaughan looking to settle the puck down and get back to the other end of the ice. Turnover created there by the Rebels, but it just gets sent back into the neutral zone. It is Medvedev playing it. And whoa, that was close there, but luckily disaster avoided. As it will be an icing on the play as we go back into the Vaughan end of the ice.
For the Vaughan Kings and their head coach, Daniel Siska, he's got to be very vocal on this bench, trying to motivate his players, the Vaughan Kings, who haven't really gotten the start in the first few moments of this third period that they absolutely would have liked. It has been all Mississauga Rebels here in the first 2 minutes of this third and final frame. They'll really need to wake up here and allow their stars to step up if they even want a chance to get back into this hockey game and take the lead.
And it is the Vasily Serov line out there for Vaughan as they're in the Rebels' end. Trying to get that puck out now. Is able to do so, but turned over the other way. It is Serov sending it back, making the safe play. Artem Frolov now with it for Vaughan. Back over to the other side of the ice. Disaster nearly created there, but they're able to avoid it. Player down on the ice. Looks like there will be no call on the play. With it now, it is the Rebels trying to get it out, but Vaughan keeping it in. In front of the net now for a shot in front, but Stepan Chukarev unable to get it through. Back the other way to Serov once again, but the Rebels are able to clear. It's down low now. And now Mississauga can get it out, but Serov creating the turnover once again. Disrupted there by Maxime Morin. As they'll play it out, and good open shift there for the Serov line, Jared.
Absolutely, and that's a shift that these Vaughan Kings are going to look to drive a lot of their offense in this hockey game. They're a fantastically deep team, but at the end of the day, if their top guys aren't producing, if their top guys aren't generating offense, they could find themselves in some major trouble, as they have all night long, not really being able to crack goaltender Russell Mackerel. But now with the top guys out there on the ice, this will be a big opportunity for the Vaughan Kings to really get themselves started here in this hockey game, but we will return to the face-off dot there after an offside moments ago.
We head back to the blue line where will be a face-off and won cleanly by Tristan Delisle. With it now back the other way. And the play is blown dead once again. A lot of stoppages to begin this third period.
Absolutely. Neither side really being able to generate much here as there's constant stoppages in play. But after that icing, it'll be a fortunate break, a fortunate bounce for these Vaughan Kings who are now getting their opportunity to get set up in this offensive zone here. Let's see if they can make any good on this chance here.
It'll be an offensive zone draw for Vaughan. Jack Fane taking the face-off, winning it, and able to send it back. With it now, it's a shot from the point, kicked aside by Mackerel. The Kings now down low, trying to create something. With it in the corner now is Aiden Aljundi. Aljundi back to the point, keeping it alive. And the Rebels are able to disrupt the play and get it back into the neutral zone. The other way of the ice, stopping it up, looking for bodies in front. Unable to clear, but it's Calseco with the shot, just missing wide. Kept alive there, though, by Gavin Haslam. Into the net, forechecking along the boards. And it's his Rebels once again coming up with the puck. But the Kings, unable to clear. With it again, they get to it, and it's back to the Rebels' end. Playing the puck now is Mackerel. Going after it. And it is Haslam once again, just calmly playing, knows he's getting forechecked, but is able to make the play and create the zone exits.
And we will get another stoppage in play here, another return to the face-off dot. It is the Vaughan Kings who have certainly woken up here in this hockey game, getting a lot of chances on goaltender Russell Mackerel. But still, both sides are just looking for that first one. And with the way this hockey game is going, with the goaltenders playing so strong, so stellar, it's very possible that it'll be the first team who scores who walks away with victory.
Sent in by Ethan Chada as he looks to get it alongside. Michael Tissier there as well. Vaughan now with it. It's Mason Kim now. The speedy winger in transition, doing it all himself. It is Kim, and he just misses the net.
Mason Kim doing it all except for putting that puck on the net, showing so much poise, so much creativity, so much speed and ability. One of the strongest puck possession players in the entire GTHL, but nonetheless, he just can't get that shot off. And as a result, we still find ourselves with a tied hockey game.
As Michael Deck now starting off the rush for the Rebels, sending it back in front, but disrupted by Vaughan. Into the corner now. Kings getting it in. With the puck is McChesney. Thrown hard along the boards there by Carter Kostic. As the physicality continues to ramp up throughout the course of this game. And that will be another blown play as both teams make the line change.
And now we'll get back into the offensive zone for the Mississauga Rebels, who had a strong start to this third and final frame, but they have been kind of smothered in the last few moments of this game. Well, now with an offensive zone faceoff, this will be a big opportunity for them to get chances of their own on Alexei Medvedev, who hasn't really been tested majorly in this third period yet.
Thrown along the boards there by the Vaughan Kings, but it is sent back into play. With it now, able to get to that was Al-Jundi in the neutral zone as the Rebels will send it back down the opposite end of the ice, and the play is blown dead.
And the pattern still continues for these Mississauga Rebels, who just have not gotten many chances on goaltender Alexei Medvedev. They're a strong team with a boatload of strong goal scorers, but if they're not getting chances on goal, or not even being able to break into the offensive zone and generate momentum or chances of their own, they just are not going to find a way to walk away with victory in this hockey game. I'm expecting them to step up here in this third and final frame.
With the puck now sending it back to Galyanov. Galyanov being forechecked hard by Freeman, but able to make the play. Along the board, it is Serov. Serov being challenged, but able to get that through. Back the other way, it's an incoming 3-on-2 for the Kings, but it'll be sent along the boards. Again, a great defense being displayed tonight by the Rebels.
And by both sides in general. It's now turning defense into offense for these Rebels as they look for a chance on net, but they are still without one in this hockey game.
With Abu Ali sitting around the boards as the Kings now look to regroup for a chance of their own. McChesney is open as they'll head into the corner now with a battle with Gavin Haslam. Able to create that turnover there is McChesney now in front of the net, looking for options in front. Sending it along back was Galyanov, and the Rebels just forcing the puck back into the neutral zone. Kapajaritis now will send it into the corner. It is Galyanov again with the puck, but the Rebels able to disrupt it. Both teams making sure to play that low event hockey style that does not force any unforced errors.
That's exactly it. They know that with their goaltenders playing as stellar as they have been all night long, they could find themselves in some trouble as soon as they make a mistake. So limiting those mistakes is the key to victory right now for both sides as we reach about the final 8 minutes of this hockey game, which is more than enough time for some goals to go in if each team generates the chances that they are capable of generating.
Going after it now is Vaughan down low. Finding it was Galyanov, sending it back to Kapajaritis. Over to Galyanov, looking for options in front, he'll circle back. Galyanov, back to Kapajaritis. Over to his partner there, nearly intercepted, but kept alive by Vaughan. Down low now is Vasily Serov, back over to Kapajaritis. Falling on the play, but keeping it alive there was Kapajaritis, and McChesney now battling along for it. Trying to find Galyanov, but Kapajaritis once again. Shot in front of the net with traffic, pushed aside by Makarel. Into the corner there now as the Rebels will finally break it up themselves.
Oh, such determined play there from defenseman Jonathan Kapagaritis, who just put his body on the line in order to keep that puck in the offensive zone. Falling to his knees, doesn't matter. He fires the shot on net. Grabs the puck at the blue line, doesn't matter. And now, both teams, after a very chippy start to this third period, both teams will get coincidental minors. And now we will have some 4-on-4 hockey with about 7 minutes left to go in this hockey game. A huge chance for both sides.
Puck sent into the Vaughan end as Artem Frolov has it. We'll send it back around. With it now is Kovacevic sending it over now in front of the net as he finds Michael Deck. Michael Deck down low. Battling for it along the corners there, challenged by Ethan Chata as we have multiple bodies in front. Winning that puck now is Curtis Freeman trying to get to it. It's still down low. And just a crazy battle in front. Mason Kim going hard in front of the net, but it's turned aside there as Mississauga now looking to regroup. As we continue in front of the net now. Rebels just trying to settle the puck down and will break it out. Incoming 2-on-1. Chance the other way now for the Rebels in front. It is Michael Deck once again creating offense for this Mississauga team. Oh, and was that loose? The puck is still loose. Medvedev nearly lost it, but Artem Frolov is able to settle it down.
That's the kind of fortunate bounce here you need to catch a goaltender like Alexei Medvedev off guard with the puck bobbling right in front of the goal line, but nonetheless he stops on it, jumps on it, and makes that save.
Back the other way now are the Rebels, as it is challenged hard there into the corner. Big open ice hit once again, as we've been seeing, and it looks like there may be a penalty on the play.
The refs are very quick to jump on that Vaughan Kings player there, and just after those coincidental minors, the Vaughan Kings now find themselves with another penalty, and it'll be the Mississauga Rebels getting a huge, crucial man advantage at a crucial time in this hockey game with just under 6 minutes to go in this final frame.
We'll see the power play specialist rather, come on the ice now for the Rebels. 5:54 remaining in this third period. Looking to win that puck there was Deschalati. Sent aside there by Van Gelder. Van Gelder has it for the Rebels. Cross-seam pass finds Van Gelder once again. I'll wait to take the shot and see what his options are. Back over there. It's a breakaway chance now. Short-handed for Vaughan. Trying to get that through. It's Scorsese. Scorsese will just play it into the boards and force time off the clock for the Rebels. And just over 90 seconds remaining now in this power play sequence for the Rebels. They're having trouble now exiting their own zone, but here they go in the neutral zone. With it now the other way, errant pass, and Vaughan first to get to it, and it is cleared in front of the net. But kept alive by the Rebels as a battle ensues along the boards. Trying to get to that there was Hudson Callahan, and the puck will be cleared.
The Vaughan Kings are really pressuring here, but now the puck is picked up by Russell Mackerel.
Just under a minute remaining as both teams make changes, and Ethan Chatta now on the ice. Puck is sent into play there as Michael Deck has it, trying to get that through, but unable to do so. Playing the puck now. Trying to get that through. Oh, the made in front, they score! Ryan Kovacevic! Did that just happen? And it is 1-0 Vaughan!
What an insane turn of events here. It's the Mississauga Rebels going to the power play, but after an inopportune bounce right in front of the net, it's the goaltender Russell Mackerel going behind the net to retrieve it, and Ryan Kovacevic gets the entirety of the open net there and just shoots it home to put his Vaughan Kings up 1-0 with under 5 minutes to go in this final frame. 4 minutes about to go here, and the Vaughan Kings finally get their first lead of the night, capitalizing off of a big-time mistake from these Mississauga Rebels.
And we see right there, Jared, why it's always so crucial and taught by coaching staff to young players to pressure shorthanded, because you never know what's going to happen.
And the Vaughan Kings were rewarded for their pressure there. They really did not allow the Mississauga Rebels to get set up whatsoever in the offensive zone. And now they have a goal to show for it short-handed on that opportunity.
Puck is played back into the Rebel zone, and Ethan Chatta will receive it, trying to send it back out as troops will get off the ice now for the Kings. Chatta there brought down to the ice, able to keep it in, but good work there, and as Vasily Serov now will send it back, and Vaughan will just play out the remainder of this power play sequence, and we're back to even strength. It is Mackerel playing it once again, as they'll send it into the neutral zone. It is Chatta now, taking a shot in front of the net, just going wide, and cleared out by Artem Frolov. Kept alive, though, by the Rebels. There's a shot in front of the net, with traffic in front, but the sticks disrupt the shot. It is Miocic now going into the corner now with the Vaughan player. Stepan Chukarev looking to win that puck. It is Chukarev using the size to his advantage there on the mismatch battle. But it is the Rebels now winning the puck. Back the other way, looking to send the puck in front of the net! And that one was so close, but yet so far.
These Vaughan Kings are doing such a good job of preventing grade A opportunities from these Mississauga Rebels who really weren't able to get set up much in this offensive zone throughout this final period. And as a result, after capitalizing on a mistake, it's the Vaughan Kings still leading 1-0 in this game. The Mississauga Rebels really need to decide whether or not they want to sit back and play this game smart, or if they want to just put all defense to the wind in exchange for finding offensive chances. It'll be a very interesting choice here made from their coach, Adrian Lamonaco.
There's Oliver Turner now for the Rebels as he'll settle the puck down, sending it into the offensive end. Battling for it now is Deschalate. He's into the opposite end of the ice, sending it back over to Haslam. Over to the far side, being challenged hard by Jack Fang, but it's a loose puck in front of the net, cleared. Another key shot block for this Vaughan King squad. Kept alive by the Rebels as it's sent into the corner. It is now Oliver Turner jumping in.
The best set of possession that the Mississauga Rebels have gotten in this third period, really cycling the puck around nicely, but it is still the Vaughan Kings who are really clogging up the slot, preventing any chances from right there. It's the Rebels trying to get a shot through the traffic, but Alexei Medvedev comes up with the save.
It does appear that the goalie has been pulled now for Mississauga as they look to even up this game and send it to overtime with 1:21 remaining in the third period.
And as a result, it's not a surprise that the goaltender is now go to the bench as these Vaughan Kings look to kill off the rest of this game as the Mississauga Rebels now have that 6-on-5 advantage. This will be a big test here from these Mississauga Rebels as it only takes one to knot this thing up. You have to wonder, however, is it a little bit too little, too late?
Brandon Van Gelder now has it. As I look to set it up once again, it's the Ethan Chattel line looking to create a spark for the Rebels. Forechecked hard as Michael Tissier will go after it. Van Gelder will help. Deck now along the boards finds Van Gelder. Van Gelder now from the far side, trying to get that shot through, but is kept alive there in front of the net. Chada can't win that battle, but the Rebels keep it in. It's a shot, but it's gloved down by Alexei Medvedev.
Alexei Medvedev has been spectacular all night long and is a big part in the reason why these Vaughan Kings, right now in the final 42 seconds, hold this 1-0 lead. If they could pull this thing off, and the Mississauga Rebels are going to make that difficult, but if they could pull this thing off, this team better be rewarding this kid, Alexei Medvedev, with a steak dinner, some fancy desserts, or whatever else he wants. He has been sensational here tonight. And now we go to the benches as the Mississauga Rebels and the Vaughan Kings look to decide how exactly they want to play these final 42 seconds of this hockey game. The Mississauga Rebels will really be attacking, and the Vaughan Kings will look to slow things down and get that puck out of the danger zone.
Now, in the Mississauga Rebels bench on this moment, if you're head coach Adrian Lamonaco, what are you saying to your players ahead of this important offensive zone sequence?
I'm telling them to shoot, and shoot again. They need to really get every puck they can and fire it on net. It's not the time to get cute. It's not the time to get fancy, look for a highlight reel goal. You're looking for bodies in front. You're looking for tip-ins. You're looking for any garbage, dirty goal you could get, because those goals are exactly the kind of crucial goals that could allow a team to get a late one that isn't pretty, but still gets you on the board all the same.
Well, we'll see if the words of wisdom will persevere in this moment with 42 seconds remaining as we get set for the face-off won by the Rebels. Sent over to the defender Oliver Turner,
who fires it right away. It really seems like they are trying to get every shot on net, but it's the Vaughan Kings clearing the puck out of the zone.
And it's going to be Cal Secco having to be careful as there was two Kings on that sequence, but it was deemed an icing, so we will head back to the Mississauga end of the ice with 27 seconds to play, and Mississauga still searching for their first goal of this game.
For these Vaughan Kings, they are not out of the deep end just yet, and they cannot afford to play like they are safe. With 27 seconds, there is more than enough time, and as a result, it's Artem Frolov taking the puck out of the zone, just up and out of the danger area.
Turnover there kept alive by the Rebels, but the Kings will get it up once again. 20 seconds remaining as we get sent back over to the Mississauga end with 16 seconds to play. What can you drop on this sequence if you're the Rebels to try to find that offensive spark?
Well, they have some of their most dynamic players here sitting in the slot. Yes, they will have a challenge as these Vaughan Kings are clogging up that slot. They know that's the danger area, but it's still, if I'm them, I'm passing the puck right down there to the defenseman near the slot, Oliver Turner, firing it over to number 28, their teammate who's up in the slot there, Michael Deck, and seeing if I could get a puck on net.
And once again, the Kings able to get that out to the other end of the ice, but there'll be no icing on the play. It's Michael Deck now. Into the corner, Oliver Turner had the puck bounce over his stick, and that will appear to do it for this edition of GTHL Hockey on the 6 as the Vaughan Kings win a tightly contested 1-0 matchup over the Mississauga Rebels.
Alexei Medvedev, there is no question in my mind, has to be the player of the game here, just standing on his head tonight, making save after save when the Mississauga Rebels got a lot of chances on him throughout the entirety of this hockey game. A lot of bodies in front, they made his job difficult, but he was up to the task on everything here.
And Jared, we mentioned throughout the entirety of the game that we wanted to see the Vaughan Stars really step up offensively, but it's actually the penalty killer, Ryan Kovacevic, being the hero offensively for this team.
That's exactly it. When the Stars got contained, when the Stars got shut down from the great defense that deserves a lot of credit from these Mississauga Rebels, it was an unlikely folk who stepped up big time, Ryan Kovacevic, and got a big time go-ahead goal, the game-winning goal, allowing these Vaughan Kings to will their way to a 1-0 victory over the Mississauga Rebels.
And just one last, and that will do it for GTHL Hockey on the 6. You just watched the Vaughan Kings defeat the Mississauga Rebels 1-0. And thanks for joining us. I'm Jordan Jacklin with Jared Rodenberg. Have a nice day.